folks, it's WeFire88 here, back with another fan video, and what we got here today is this 36-inch brushed nickel Hampton Bay San Marino. Got the black side facing down. Other side is like a rosewood finish, as you can see. Cute little fan. I had one of these in my bedroom back in like mid-2000s. We put one of these in my bedroom. Worst decision ever. This thing, like, it was the other style that had the integrated switch housing. It's not the detachable one like this one is. That one was super loud all the time. I remember having that thing running on low and it would just be and this one hums too, but it's not as bad as my other one was. And of course I had to complete the look by putting CFLs in the lights, because that's literally how I remember seeing these fans, always was with CFLs in them. The fobs on this one are metal fobs. This fan is from April of 2001. So it's not super duper old. It's because I guess this is like an early one. Also, I'm pretty sure these had like a lower canopy that were supposed to cover the screws, but they didn't put that one on here. But without any further ado, let's give this thing a whirl, shall we? Usually when people find these things, half the time they have bad capacitors too. Not this one though. I think this one showed up at the restore and it had a bad cap, of course, and I wondered if I took it home and changed it out if it would fix it, and sure enough it did actually. Like, this thing, no hesitation, got right to it, started acting normal again, you know. Here's the light. Yeah, it only makes sense for CFLs to be in this fan's light kit. And here's low. If I didn't have the wood stove running in the background, I probably could hear the motor hum a little more. Actually, I can hear it a little bit. Yeah, this one is significantly quieter than my childhood one, which is no longer in my collection. It's long gone. Yeah, you really don't see these San Marinos that often. Like, I don't see these anywhere anymore. I mean, go figure, they're cheap pieces of shit, but, you know. Again, you just never see these. Actually getting a little bit of airflow from it on low. Not super bad. Of course, with this being a 36-inch fan, it goes fast on low, but whatever is to be expected, you know. Alright, let's take this up to medium. Honestly, this thing is like dead silent. I don't hear any motor hum from it. And it's weird because these San Marinos are just the biggest piles of junk. But this one ain't a quitter. Yeah, I don't hear anything from the motor. Like, the motors on these things are pretty noisy usually, but I don't hear a thing coming from this. It's like a high speed pretty much. Yeah, this fan is really not bad. Getting a pretty decent amount of air from it now. It does have a small wobble, but it's like barely visible. All right, here's high. Honestly, being like kind of close to it, I can hear the motor a little bit, but being behind the camera, I don't hear it at all. Yeah, this thing runs like a top. Has a small little wobble on high, but nothing super concerning. It's a good little fan. I mean, obviously when these don't have bad capacitors and noisy, stupid motors, they're good fans. Like this one's an excellent performer. For a 36-inch fan, like residential, this thing's actually doing pretty well. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Just the build quality on these things just suck. Get our close-up action here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of another San Marino that's this quiet. Let alone one that runs this good. Because this thing runs mint. I feel like the blades could use a little tweaking, but still, very good. Yeah, this thing's dead. I barely hear motorhome from it, and these things are typically pretty noisy. Like, I'm genuinely impressed with this San Marino. Great little fan. All right, just show off the light and then do spin down. Of course, I'm fiddling with my freaking tripod here. All right. Now, here's the light. And spin down. Yeah, I'm very impressed with this thing. Like, usually these things are pretty noisy, but not this one. I don't expect spin down to be very long because it's got very tiny blades that weigh next to nothing. If the furnace didn't kick on, I would have given you guys a close-up of it operating, because, like, I'm not even kidding, this thing does not really hum at all. Like, again, this thing mechanically runs mint. The finish is in good shape too, you know. Overall, this little guy is really not that bad. before this thing does come to a stop, I will say that I believe these came in bronze too. Like a bronze finish, and it had a different style, like light. It was like the same style light, almost. And it had, instead of the cage, like for light shades, it had like some actual like small light shades on it. I know there's a video somewhere. There's got to be a video of the bronze one, the bronze version somewhere, but the brushed nickel one's more common. I'd love to find a bronze one, honestly. If I came across one, I wouldn't mind scooping it. That's of course if it ran and is mechanically good, you know. Even if it had a bad cap, I'd, you know, still try to fix it. You know. Yeah, I'd say this thing's bearings are good. Alrighty, so it's come to a complete stop, but before we leave this video, I'm gonna see if I can try and like, I don't hear any loud motor hum from this thing, and that's usually how these things are. Like, this thing is next to dead quiet. Again, I'm just impressed. Whoops. I'm always doing that, getting too close to the camera or a fan. Oh, here we go. That's what I mean by it. It's like pretty much dead quiet. Little motor hum. Like, I can hear a little something, but again, I'm just impressed. This thing is sweet. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video of this fan. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.